This week, the US government forced one of the most powerful AI models in the world to go completely dark. And the trigger wasn't by a hack, a leak, or even the company that built it raising an alarm. The trigger was a competitor. Hi, I'm Stephanie Hai, co-founder of KaizenCX, vendor-neutral technology advisor, and doctoral candidate in psychology. Here are the top tech stories from last week that you need to know. And stick around to the end, and I'll give you my take on human behavior driving all of it. Let's get into it. On June 9th, Anthropic launched two new AI models, Fable 5 and Mythos 5, the most capable models the company had ever released. 3 days later, Amazon researchers reportedly discovered a technique that could push Fable past its safety guardrails. Amazon CEO took the finding to the White House. On June 12th, the Commerce Department issued an export control directive. Anthropic had to suspend access to both models for any foreign nationals anywhere in the world, including its own non-American employees, because Anthropic couldn't verify every user's nationality in real time. The only way to comply was to shut down the models for everyone. They went dark within hours. Anthropic publicly disagreed with the government's characterization and called the action disproportionate. Within days, 76 cybersecurity veterans, including former Facebook security chief Alex Stamos, signed an open letter calling the ban dangerous, arguing it pulled critical defense tools away from security teams without making anyone safer. What does this mean for your business decisions? Vendor risk just got a new dimension. We're used to thinking about whether a vendor will raise prices or go out of business. Now you have a problem for the possibility that a tool you depend on will disappear overnight because of regulatory action. One that may have been triggered not by the vendor failing, but by other competitors reporting them. If a core capability in your workflow can be switched off by someone other than you or the vendor, that's a single point of failure. Continuity planning has to account for it. Story 2. Tesco, the British retail giant, is suing Broadcom for over £100 million in migrating 40,000 server workloads off VMware. The short version is that Tesco bought perpetual licenses for Sphere Foundation and Cloud Foundation back in January 2021, with support through 2026 and an option for extending for 4 more years. After Broadcom acquired VMware in 2023, Tesco says Broadcom refused to honor that extension, demanding prices increase of 175% on VMware products and 350% on mainframe products. Tesco rejected 4 separate renewal offers, a $23.5 million proposal in April, and is now ripping out the infrastructure entirely. The case is expected to go to trial between late 2027 and early 2028. But what does this mean for you and your business? This is the lock-in conversation, and it's no longer abstract. A lot of organizations treat their core infrastructure vendors as permanent fixtures. The renewal is a formality. The migration is unthinkable. Tesco just demonstrated that unthinkable has a price, and sometimes that price is lower than staying. If you have a vendor where switching feels impossible, that feeling is itself the risk. You want to know your exit cost before the renewal letter arrives, not after. Story 3. It's a little bit quieter, but it points to where everything is going. On June 15th at the Identiverse conference in Las Vegas, CrowdStrike launched continuous identity for AI agents. Here's the problem they're solving. We're starting to deploy AI agents, software that doesn't just answer questions, but takes action, books things, moves data, and calls other systems. Those agents operate at machine speed, and the old security model, give someone a set of permissions and let them keep them, completely breaks down when that someone is acting thousands of times in minutes. So the new model authorizes every single action in real time based on who owns the agent, who's calling it, and what the risks look like for them right then. And it eliminates standing permission entirely. What this means for your decisions is that if you're piloting AI agents, and a lot of you are, the question is shifting. It's not just can this agent do the task, it's who is accountable for what it does, and can we see and stop it in real time? Accountability for autonomous action is the governance problem of the next 2 years. If you can't answer who owns the agent and who can pull the plug, you're not ready to scale it. Story 4, quickly. The regulatory landscape is fragmenting in real time. Colorado's AI Act is still officially scheduled to take effect June 30th, but the enforcement is currently stayed while the legislative works on a rewrite that would replace it with a narrower framework. The EU AI Act's high-risk obligations were originally due to apply this August, but EU negotiators reached a provisional agreement in May to delay them until 2027, and that delay itself is still pending formal adoption. And here in the US, the Trump administration is pushing in the opposite direction towards centralizing AI oversight and preempting state laws. The practical result is fragmentation. Different rules in different places, shifting deadlines, and no single compliance program that satisfies all of them. What this means is that if you operate across jurisdictions, we'll figure out compliance later has run out of road. You don't need to solve everything, but you need to know which rules actually apply to you, which deadlines are real, and which ones are moving. Most of the panic in this space comes from treating every regulation as equally urgent. It isn't. Clarity beats coverage. So here's the thread. Pull these 4 stories together and they're all about the same thing: how humans renegotiate trust when they're dealing with power they can't fully see or predict. The Mythos shutdown, a competitor's report to regulators, an order issued within 90 minutes, a model deployed to hundreds of millions of users pulled offline by Friday evening. The fastest path to power right now isn't building a better product, it's controlling who gets to be in the room when the regulator decides what risk means. CrowdStrike were stripping standing trust from AI agents because we can't read their intent, so we default to constant verification. Tesco, trust between a customer and a vendor broke, and the customer chose painful change over comfortable dependency. The regulations, entire governments trying to build trust frameworks for systems that move faster than the law, and changing their minds in real time about what those frameworks should even look like. Under uncertainty, humans don't optimize. We default to control. And this isn't a character flaw, it's how our brains are built. When you face something truly unpredictable, a situation where you genuinely can't tell how it's going to turn out, your brain treats it like a threat. The same alarm system that fires when you're in physical danger lights up. Stress hormones spike, and the part of your brain that handles careful thinking and weighing trade-offs gets partially shut down. You're working with less mental horsepower in the exact moment you need more of it. So the brain takes a shortcut, it shrinks the decision down to simple things: yes or no, off or on, shut down, lock it up, ban it, because control feels safe, even when it isn't actually making you safer. And that gap between feeling safer and being safer is where most bad decisions in leadership get made. The deepest mistakes organizations are about to make is confusing control with safety. Shutting down 2 models based on a competitor's report didn't make AI safer, it just made the next disclosure quieter, the next vendor more guarded, the next competitor more strategic about which regulator to call and when. Stripping trust from agents is smart, but only if you pair it with real accountability, not just more dashboards. The leaders who get this right won't be the ones who clamp down hardest. They'll be the ones who build environments where surfacing a problem is faster and safer than weaponizing it. For their people, for their vendors, for the systems they deploy. That's not soft skills. In a world of opaque, fast-moving technology, it's the whole game. If any of this hits a nerve, if you're looking at your own vendor stack, your own agent pilots, or your own compliance clock and feeling that low hum of uncertainty, that's the exact moment to get a clear-eyed read. Book a free tech review or take our AI readiness quiz to see where you actually stand at KaizenCX.biz. That's the KaizenCX Tech. See you next week.